from degree third year. Today I'm going to say about the truck drivers protest. So before going into this topic, we need to know about the criminal law introduced in the parliament. So why is it in the news? Recently Parliament introduced criminal bill replacing the old laws. So now IPC Indian Penal Code is Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita and Code of Criminal Procedure is now Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita. And the Indian Evidence Act is now Bharatiya Sakshya Bill 2023. So what is actually the need for this bill? The first reason is colonial legacy. The laws were drafted during the colonial times. So now it's a high time we need to change those. So various reports highlighted the need for the reforms in criminal laws. For example, the department related to Parliamentary Standing Committee on Home Affairs gave its 146th report saying to change this laws. Other reason is pending cases. There are 4.3 crore to 5 crore pending cases in district courts. This is according to the economic survey. Other reason is increasing crime rate. In India, there were around 445.9 recorded crime rates in 2023. Other reason being Speedy Justice, Prison Statistics India 2022. This report gave that above 75% prisoners are under trials. And then evidence collection and presentation. The Indian Evidence Act was enacted before the advent of modern forensic science and technological tools. So going into the next topic, what is the significance of replacing these laws? First thing is reducing pendency of the cases. Then the stricter punishments and safeguarding women and children. Then comes the important topic, that is sedition law. More extensive definition of acts endangering sovereignty, unity and integrity of India. Then other significance of this law is being gender neutral by including men and transgenders as potential victims and offenders in addition to women. Then this law also expands the definition of documents to include electronic or digital records. Then forensic science and evidence collection. National Forensic Science University aims to boost forensic science and increase the conviction rate. 33,000 forensic science experts aiming to bolster the conviction ratio over 90%. Then it also introduced the new offenses like terrorism and mob lynching, which are very essential. Then coming to the issues in the bill. The main issue is overlapping. The bill like IPC overlaps with the several other acts such as those related to food adulteration, sale of adulterated drugs, bonded labor and rash driving. Then lack of transparency. Drafted by Criminal Law Reforms Committee 2020 does not include any representatives from judiciary, the bar and the civil society. Then potential violation of human rights. Now BNS introduced a new offence of acts endangering sovereignty, unity and integrity of India under section 150, which is similar to repealed offence of sedition under section 124A of IPC. Then comes the age provisions. Another challenge is related to the updation of age provisions according to modern norms. The question is whether these age thresholds should be raised. Then comes the gender provisions. Another issue is relating to updation of gender related offences. The Justice Verma Committee in 2013 had recommended making marital rape an offence, but this has not been done. Then comes the way forward. First thing is awareness in the citizen. There is need to empower the citizens by making them aware to access justice system. This is for effective protection of the constitutional rights of citizens such as right to life, liberty, dignity, privacy and fair trial. Then the second point is capacity building. There is need to invest in training and infrastructure to enhance the capacity of law enforcement agencies, judiciary, legal aid services. This is according to the Vohra Committee. Then comes the laws need to be in tune with the Indian spirit and ethos and reflect the changing nature of crimes, society and technology. Then comes the Malimat Committee. It recommended to include human rights and safeguards. So there needs to be a proper parliamentary scrutiny of the new bills replacing the IPC, CRPC and Indian Evidence Act to ensure justice, fair and efficient criminal justice system. So how is the current truck drivers protest related to the criminal bill? So since January 1st, the truck, bus and tanker drivers have initiated a nationwide strike to protest against the newly passed Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, which imposed a 7 lakh penalty and 10-year jail term to hit and run cases. So transport operators think this law is too harsh and could lead to unfair punishments. Main worry is about facing the angry crowds. So mob lynching is an issue in India. So they want this law to be repealed. So protesters have blockaded the roads of highway across the states such as Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, etc. So this caused the disturbances in fuel supply, leading vehicle owners to queue at the filling stations. So truckers have called off stare after Centre said that new law on hit and run cases will come into force only after consultation with All India Motor Transport Congress. So what exactly is the problem of road accidents, especially hit and run cases, and the treatment within the criminal justice system? So if we look into the share of hit and run cases in total accidents in India, this is the data from Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. It shows that hit and run cases in total road accidents and death was 14.6% and 18.1% in 2022. These numbers were 16.8 and 11.8% in 2021. As far as the truck and lorries are concerned, they were the second largest entry in the crime vehicle group and their biggest victims were two-wheelers. So conviction in hit and run cases is better than in other accidents. For example, if the conviction rate of hit and run cases where trial was completed in 2022 was 47.9%. For other accidents, this rate was just 21.8%. So you can look into the data here. So coming to the hit and run cases, there is also the fund and compensation to the victims of these accidents. So you can look into the Motor Vehicle Accident Fund and Compensation to Victims of Hit and Run Motor Accident Scheme 2022. So the concept of compensating victims of hit and run accident was first introduced in 1982 as an amendment to Motor Vehicles Act 1939. So the Solatium Fund scheme of 1989 was replaced with the Compensation to Victims of Hit and Run Motor Accident Scheme 2022 on Feb 25, 2022. Then as of February, compensation under the scheme has been revised to 2 lakhs per death, 50,000 for grievous hurt. It is exclusively for the victims of road accidents involving unidentified vehicles that flee the scene. If the offending vehicle is identified, the victim can only claim under this scheme for grievous injuries as defined in the IPC 1960. Otherwise, claims should be made through Motor Accident Claims Tribunal MACT. So here you can see about the data of compensation for hit and run cases, number of deaths and number of injured persons. Then comes the Good Samaritan law to provide the legal protection to those who set up the assist victims of road accidents. This law was later incorporated into Motor Vehicle Act 2019. So simply put, a Good Samaritan is a person who willingly helps someone in need without expecting anything in return. In the context of this law, the term specifically refers to those who voluntarily assist victims of the road accidents. So what is exactly need for the law? A sizable proportion of these deaths could have been avoided if the victims have received emergency medical treatment on time. In fact, the Law Commission of India in a report noted that over 50% of road accident deaths can be avoided with timely medical care within the first 1 hour. So to eliminate fears of legal intervention, fee payment, police harassment, detentions and court proceedings, this Good Samaritan law is essential. So these are some insights about the criminal law and protest of truck drivers. Thank you.